Action. It begins with me right here at the camera. I'm not even prepared. I'm falling way behind because of green in Monopoly. 32, 33, and 35. Yes. Pacific, Pennsylvania, and you guessed it, down by the Carolinas, for sure. That is Monopoly. You do know if you roll 6 and you go backwards, 6 for man, you're stuck in the Carolinas again. And if you go 35, electric company. So the mind and the Carolinas are always moving between the oceans of north and south. And where is the Carolinas? Do they both get the split ocean? What did I want to talk about first? Is I wanted to talk about, oh, hold on a second. Hello? Hello? Hold on. I have a phone call. Hello, is this my stick? Yeah? It's a new stick, okay? Yeah, I'm talking to you from my stick phone right now. You have vibrations from above, below. I'm sitting on a chair on wheels that is on my floor. Yes, the floor in my apartment, okay? Which is attached to the building which is held up from the ground from a world called Gaia. She's so beautiful. She loves everybody. You poke her one time, something grows out, you eat it, and she doesn't ask you anything. All she wants is her garbage back. So you go to the washroom, you sit down like a king, and then everybody's okay. All right, cool. You know ing. Everything with ing is ing. You can say bingo, which means the beta universe, ing. Yes, 9, 5, and 7, almost the same thing as gun. 7, 3, 5 gun, 9, 5, and 3. So listen, I'm going to tell you something, but I can't tell you, and I can't even explain it to you. Piss me off. This is what I see happening. I'm taking this. Oh, they already hung up. Well, why didn't you tell me? My secretary's out. You know where she lives, that secretary? She's on fucking Oriental right now. Did I swear? That's right. Secretary on position 6, if you go 6 backwards, which is 35 forward electric company, making 8, 8 makes 6. So that would be Carolina, playing everything out near Oriental and reading, and again she's thinking. So every time Carolinas come up, it has to do with some kind of thinking, some kind of awkward thinking, because it's right next to Oriental and reading rail. And then there's chants. How many chances? Where are those community chests? Do you understand? Those community chests just hanging in the front, you know what I'm saying? All right? For you guys out there, keep your eyes shut, all right? Okay, let me get a little serious now and see what I'm going to move on to. Yeah, Mr. Tackpan seemed to, sometimes I change the way I do things to show you the reality of the way I think. By showing the way I think in my reality world and showing how I understand it, you will understand where my possible thinking can come to do my videos that I do, whether or not I'm a complete nut that you can't touch, or you come on and see this video and say, yes, I'm completely in touch with this guy. The only way to sleep at night is to drink 6 beers. Isn't that correct? Okay, let me go on to this next one. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I got another phone call. Hello, you're my broker? Yeah, bring me 3 pounds. Yeah, 3 pounds is good. We got to share it with the neighbors. We're having a smoke out tonight, right? Sativa. Thank you. No, I won't hang up on you this line. You can listen on the side. 344 down in this video. Commercial-free, Mr. Tackpans. And the 50 years of the time whore. Time whore. Tim Hortons. Horton, here's a who. What? I can't hear you anymore. Time's up. Soccer says, and we're in the soccer time right now. Soccer says the end of time because we have used up our 90 degrees on each side of our head. 45, is it 45, 45? No, it's not 45, 45. There's the passage of the neck, okay, and the 2 sides of the head of whatever it is. What is the used part between this angle of my arm here and this angle of my arm here, and what the size of my head is taking up between it that is using between the 2 sides. The reason it's like this, because it's down and it's up, okay? It's when the spirit comes in and the energy, it comes into you. So you're actually walking a little bit on this side, having Jesus' cross on your back, and that Jesus cross is actually the gimbal, okay? Is that, you ever see that little thing like they're walking like this and the guy's got this cross on top of Jesus' back and he's on an angle because of the energy that's being pulled through our body, through spirit, and the natural pull of Gaia forces us to lean forward as we walk. But everything we do seems so perfect. It's such a perfect world because it was made to be that way. It's all real. We're all real, but our eyes don't actually see what the reality of the balance of this world is all about. See those two birds in the back? Okay, they're watching that galaxy right down below. We live right there in the middle of that right over here. So now what I want to get to next is I wanted to talk about the flags. You know, you have flags that are always hanging like this. When you get two flags, what I was talking to you about are two mountains, you always have one in between. Regardless of the one in between to connect these two, this would be your bridge. This would be the one pass. If you didn't even have this here, it would be the centitude, okay, and creating the M, which is the one world to the center world to the next world, 4, 5, and 6, where we have the opening of 45, which is 10:30 on the clock. Because if you look at a clock, most clocks, if we better understand them, when they turn around one time and it shows 12 o'clock, that's 360 degrees, and you only got half a day done. So you think a day, 4 suits, one of the diamonds that connects everything together? Do you think because we go around twice on a clock, we actually have only the one 360 degrees? No. We have two 360 degrees. We're going down 2 days in a day, 360 degrees, which actually tells you there's more than 730 days in a year. If you're working perfectly, it'd be 620, which would be the Z, doggy heaven. Now let me look back to where I wanted to mention this over here. When you have a driver's sign on the side of the road, okay, you can imagine that they're going to put this caution sign to how the world is going to go. So if you put the circle inside the caution sign, showing that your extremities are on the outside of where is 2, 4, 6, and 8, or the cube turned to the corner is 1, 3, 7, and 9. Do you follow me? This way was 1, 3, 7, and 9. But if I go 1, 3, 7, and 9 here, it's not even in the game. You only see 2, 4, 6, and 8. And this shows caution. This is that yellow sign. The side of the heel or between the heel. The two mountains going up or the one mountain going up. The one mountain goes up, shows two sides. Why I'm bringing this up is because of this over here. I'm assuming this has to do with what Uranus is. Oh, not Uranus, not my anus. I'm talking about a planet. Please, whatever I say, you must understand. If you don't like a word or something or an expression, tell me. You're not allowed to get mad. This is a movie. If you go to a movie to get mad, you shouldn't be going to the movies. You should be looking for the good and the something better to say, or exalting yourself in the ways to enjoy the movie of how you could have bettered the world. Every time you comment, you're telling me in a fashion of how you can better the world. Well, holy crap. Fantastic. I love it. Sharing how you can make the world better with me. I'll share with you. You share with me. Everything is free. The air is free. We're just sharing. Do you know that if nobody hides anything from each other, we'll know more than a single group can ever know in a multitude of lifetimes? The biggest group is the one who shares. Are they the minority? They are the majority, and they do not even know it. So what I showed you over here in caution is actually the second marking of the marking of Uranus. It's that marking there, and I'm going to say something else to it, but I'm trying to get through this. Hold on a second. We're still trying to get through this before we go for a walk. Is that right, North Carolina? I got North Carolina here. 1982, North Carolina. That's right. Right. Is that correct? 1982, you were 20, North Carolina? Is that when you won the North Carolina championship? Don't worry. She's already taken part, but she doesn't know. You know why? I'm going to tell you the truth, but I'm going to lie at the same time. She's holding up cards right now for everything I'm saying. So she has pre-wrote this whole thing you're hearing right now. Now, do you believe me or you don't believe me? Anyway, skip over to the next because we don't have time for this. Hey, look. Look, you see that over there? That right there? You see those two eyes and the thing in the back. You ever see that before? This over here. You never saw that before? You're okay? I'll make sure she's okay. Well, if I don't include you that there's anybody else in the studio, what am I supposed to say? You think I'm supposed to do it all myself? Maybe I did. Maybe I did most of myself. Maybe I did none of it. Does it really make a difference? I told you, this whole video is about what you believe about me, of what everything I do. I mean, I figure right now I was just going to do that, right? Is that cool or what? Tell me that's not cool. Never mind, if you wait a little bit, I'll color it in for you. And I'll put 2 colors. I don't care. Look at my beard. Look what God did to me. He's given me 2 colors. And I can say one other thing that I know I'd gross everybody out. I just tell them I've got another place and I've got 3 colors. So I want to show you something small. That little ball. Do you see this little ball of Uranus? This is like 3 birdhouses. Uranus is holding up the birdhouse to the center. This is the center world of the darts. And this is the right world. This is the left world. You create this world. From this world, the pawn. The pawn is a triangle that comes below the circle and makes the circle with life. Everything goes around the circle. This pawn walks. I am going to show you how I created walking feet for this pawn, which turns out to be the triangle connected to the spade and also to the club. And you're really going to like this. You know why? Because I really like this. You ever play chess? What do they call this one in chess? Is it the rook? I know I'm going to be a dummy after this because maybe it's not the rook. But whatever it is, I'm going to look it up and make you wait at the end. And this is just 2 jacks pulled over. One of those. So we turn the book to the end and we look. And holy God, we didn't even get to the next page. He's got the same hairdo. Same hairdo, Dracula. We want the blood. We want the blood. What blood do we want? What is it that's red on top of us? And look at this. It's growing hair out its ass. Oh, I'm sorry. Oops. Somebody didn't want to hear that? Nope, somebody didn't want to hear that. It's not what I said was wrong. It's what your thought should have been is right. So there's 900 million people. Your thought is different from his. His thought is different from yours. When you have 100 people with thought differences between each other, you have 10,000 people. 10,000 differences, which is absolutely fantastic. The more people that disagree, the more ideals they are. So I'm going to show you, this one comes over here, okay? Streets with no names, ocean ways is a street. They call it the Colorado River, but they have a name for every piece and part of the river. Which part has no name? Do you like that? It just turns inside both sides, ignites 2 sides. Right over here, Copper Alley, Copper Lane. What do you think about that? Let me just do this one more time. I think I missed a page. It's not this page. It's not this page. She disappeared on me. Wow. Here. Here. This one over here. 2 birdhouses on one side. 1 river that don't know where it's going. And you know what this looks like over here? When this connects? This is the same thing as cinnamon sticks. You ever see cinnamon sticks? Is it the stick that's made like that or is it powder? I like to know what the sticks look like, unless they grind them together. But I have to show you, I didn't show you the rest of that page. Okay? If you take a look, if you really take a look, what do you actually see is the design here? This design, okay, is no more than this design. 2 circles that are stopped in the center, that's all. But when you connect these 2 only over here and you separate and create the exterior instead of the interior, you now have 2 parts of the orange. This is the noyau, or the empty space to grow, and this is the orange, the way the orange would grow. Just for the fun, finished words, you would say lead or delete. Pale is a shovel or a spade, as a spade in a card, or a leopard. Dep or a store, a pedophile, also from Saint Sophie, if you take a look at this, because Sophie is the name here, and all saints are pedophiles. So we have D-E-P, P-E-D, pedophile, Saint Sophie, Anne and Ner. I do not know what the Ner means, but I know somebody says, but something to do with the hour of Anne. Oh my God, de Penner. The hour of N. De, A, the light. De means the two lights because P is the light. Even this is French and it says just the letters D, E, and it means of the, more or less. Okay, for me, dépanner is to get me out of trouble. Here is the light. An is the name. N. Okay? Anner, let's just throw into it, I'm sorry, aneurysm. Because something to do with, is this medical now? Okay, so get a medical doctor, ask me what an aneurysm is, and just include this in my BS story, explaining to you who I am by how I think. This is what it is. Okay? What do you think? Count Dracula, we're the same thing? That's where I got it from. I just got it from here. Right? You got the same thing here and the same thing here. The reason I mark this is because this is where, again, this is the fleur-de-lis, and this would be Uranus again. Except now you're seeing it as a nut, a noyau. I just want to lift up and show you one more. Wow. I had it 2 seconds ago, and now it's gone. I'm not complaining. Well, you know what? I need to look up a chess piece, okay? I need to look up a chess piece. Okay, I found it. But before that, this is it. Take a look. This, okay, turn this upside down, okay, take another one of these and put it connected to this. Do you want me to design it? Look at this as a long road, okay, and then come over to where you have this. You follow me? Well, follow me. This is the nut, or the orange, and then I have this. This is what holds the two places. This is what holds the two areas, two different sides, two different areas. It plugs in here and plugs in here, or it's the mustache, but this is the eye. This is going to be the eye in the sky, Uranus, where everything passes through Uranus. And you turn this way. Uranus is turned around maybe a circle of some sort, possibly. Then everything that turns around Uranus. You know what I'm saying? A rubber band going this way, another one going that way, and nothing can pass Uranus because Uranus reads it all. There's nothing. There's nothing. When I said there's nothing, there's nothing. Nothing is nothing is nothing. Everything will always remain in the house, and whatever gets through Uranus goes into outer space, into a whole different ideological mission. Outside of what we should even be bothering with right now, although it's going to help in the house. We'll know how they built us to come in the house before what they were doing outside the house, but let's not talk about that right now. I'm talking a little too quick. Could have been a whiskey, might have been a gin, could have been a 2-4 6-pack. I don't know. But look at the shape I'm in. Damn football. Anyways, if you ever seen, you know the letter D. Everybody knows the letter D, right? But do you also know the letter B? And if you don't know the letter B, how about these glasses? Hey, what do you think? I showed these in one other video. You like this? You like this? Hold on a second. Yeah, like that. There you go. Anybody want to take a picture? There you go. Like that. Hey, take my picture. Oh, my eyes! Oh, my God. Did I use up 18 minutes of your time? I'm really sorry. Holy crap. So what we have, again, Uranus that holds up and does everything. The inside of what the pawn is, in order to create the club, inside the shell of the heart is where we create the whole world. What goes up here is 6 is 9. The two pelicans that sit beside the letters. You do see inside this letter is a 2. You do see that this is a 2. And if you marked it from here, it would be a 5. It's 2552, Earth of Man. So, and I didn't say Earth of Manic. Oh, come on. There's one other thing I wanted to show you here. Is anybody laughing? Who's in bed with their wives right now? Good for you. Who are the boys and girls in bed watching my videos? Watch out, I sometimes say the wrong thing, but good for you listening to your parents who know nothing. I'm sorry, I was talking about me. All right, no, if they're still here, they must know something more than me because they're waiting for something that I haven't learned yet. Ask me the question, I'll give you an answer. Doesn't mean I'll give you any answer. 2 and 6 is 9, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Okay, so let me go through my book here. This is the other part. Do you remember from the last video? This is the other part of Uranus. It's this part over here is one part of Uranus. This is the other part of Uranus. Okay, this is the part of Uranus, and this is the part of your anus. It goes from one side to the other side. It's like going through your intestinal tract. And every time it sees a pore or an exit, it has left that exit and has become part of you. But it doesn't pick up in one area, it picks up in the other area. Okay? All I did is take this one design. You see these brackets over here? And the cross, this is the one design, okay, that I saw on Jen Anu's picture. The other thing I wanted to show you is I went out to Shoot Will Sin, and I wish I could show you this a little bit better, but I drew, okay, I drew how the legs of the spade and the club should actually look like, okay? I showed you, I don't like to tell anybody. And at the same time, I want to show you this again. I know it's back and forth. I know that's the Cinnamon House and Candy Factory and everything. I know. I hope I didn't upset anybody, so everybody's in bed with whoever they're with. Good for you. I'll put you to sleep in 2 minutes. Hold on. 1771, the Tea Party. The question was, do you want a tea? My ears are red. And the answer was, North Carolina, I'll take a tea from you. Thank you very much. Will you put in ginger and a cinnamon stick too? Thank God. North Carolina's giving me a ginger stick along with the cinnamon stick. I hope she doesn't fall down. I'm going to show you another picture. Now, because there's a multitude of pictures. This is a pei in Hebrew. Okay, it's a final fei, I think they call it. But if you really look, it's on the angle, okay, of the gimel. And if you really take a look, the angle of the gimel, maybe we'll just turn him into a dog or something because he's got the perfect angle, or the horse. But here's the other marking of Uranus. Okay, it comes the long elongated circle because the north-south is higher, like a clock, than the east-west, as the east-west would be than the north-south or any other direction chosen by the two hands of the clock. One of the hands is shorter than the other hands because one hand is a departure hand. The other hand, you must go around the complete hand to get back to the taller hand, which will stop the cycle, making that passage of the smaller hand, which would be actually 60 seconds or 60 minutes, which would complete one of two cycles to the hour and to the 60 minutes of time, that when you have 59 minutes and one, the time clock will move 1 hour, and it will move 59 parts of 60 seconds to move over for that whole hour. That's why we have the long and the short hand over here, okay? But we're not always talking about these hands. So what I also want to say is this is also, if you see the circle here, okay, it's also like the nuts. What is the dot? Is the dot because it is the core cycle that turns round and round 360 degrees, and that's why there's a chance something about Uranus means only 360 degrees? When that thing goes around once, how many times should Uranus go around and round? In order to count for only 360 degrees of a cycle that will not even be a day or will be more than a day. How can we determine this? Did you follow my shot? What I take over here is this is the core. When Uranus turns around one time this way, okay, or is it one time this way? A Uranus day, a Uranus year? Compared to our 24-hour day. Do you follow me? It goes all the way around here. Here, if you take a look, you see the spot in the center? This is total time. This will be like 1 of 36 because everything gets bigger and bigger and bigger. She'll go around once and the ball will only go around, I don't know, take 365 days, I guess. 730 days. So I did want to show you one more piece before I end it. What is also attached from my last video is 0.9. What does this mean to you with the brackets enclosing? If I bring these brackets together, this 0.9 is no longer 0.9. I wasn't going to do it until now, but I want to show you the reason for all those. Is anybody in a hurry? Is anybody in a hurry? Huh? That's right. Everything is in its minute size, the size of a pen. You need to leave the extra space to make and complete your design in order to become what it actually is, but all we know is what we've seen in small minutes. We have not seen it. Imagine if we saw this larger, we'd be like Messer. 3 times 65, 19. 19 times 3 is 57, plus 1 and 9 is 10 is 67. That would be the letter S. That's the way I bring down this to one size. Messer brings it into a word. I make it into a design. We all have our own ways. We're all doing the same thing as long as we share and never charge. Here's another piece of the octagon. I designed this in between here. This is your digital. This is the time that spins here, and goes, spins time here and here, and spins time here and here. Is it what I think, what I know? I told you. Ask Hurley. This is the Hurley design. If you take a look, it's an X. X has a value of 24. 0, 2, 4, 9. Well, why don't we actually write it the other way? Zero. And the number is 0, 2, 4, 9. Upside down. Hold on. My stick is calling me. Hello, stick. You're the stick man, eh? There's been a delivery from North Carolina. Right, she's almost due. 1982 to 2014. The back door to North Carolina happens to be, I guess, 32 years. 1982 to 2014. That would be perfect. It's a backdoor entrance. It's number 1156, Communication of the White Wolf. So she's full in her head, right? Right. She got a ton on her mind. Right. Is she alone? She's not. She brought Gaia who? Gaia Master. Would have been Gaia Master. But she was Portuguese, so what can I tell you? Anyways, Frenchie's in the kitchen. I got to put this down and let me finish the video. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, you're mad at me because I said something somebody else wouldn't like? I'm fooling around too much. No one will take me seriously. Well, we'll just have to wait until the that new era comes in. You know what I'm saying? Let's not tell anybody, but just it's nice to be at the bottom. I mean, it's nice looking up that way. Right. Okay. So now everybody knows the last thing I wanted to do. Okay. AA batteries is 11. Is 2 tables. You see the 2 things from Hurley? To bring these 2 together, okay, because there will be designs where they must be brought together, is like around the table. You put 1, 2, 3, 4 of these around the table. You bend them out to give a bigger distance. You tie them up here. This would be the eye point. There's a top, a center, and a bottom. The 7 and 9 become the legs, okay? 2, 5, 8 becomes the center. 2, 5, 8 becomes the center, or you can actually say the center would be the round of the table. This would be 4, 5, 6, and the legs, I'm assuming, would be 1, 9, 7, 3. 1, 9, 3, 7, right? And the reason, do you want to know the reason for that? The reason for that is, don't ask me, how would I know? No, the reason for that is because this is the top, this is the middle, this is the bottom. What else do you want me to tell you? It's the same thing. BD, or the badass cat, number 24. 2, 4. 1, 6, okay? We got A and F. This is the letter P, but it's A and F. 1 and O, A, E, and O creates the jack. A and A is 1 and 1. Anyways, regardless of this, let me show you again. This is Uranus because of this, and this, and sorry, this and this, holding on with this line with this down here. You do agree, right? Now, I hope I didn't waste too much. Oh, here again is like the table. But again, this part and this part are holding up. Almost looks like what? That's right. The quarter moon. War on the moon, war in moon, war on the moon. Houston, Texas. If we start off at 0 and go to 9, we have a total of 89. You can't have nothing from the start. Go does not count. Only when you come into 1 and go to 89. This is where the equal sign goes. Or it would be the center of the totality. Two areas disappear. One is the area of use, and one is the totality. Okay? Here's your 11, digital, 11, digital, 11. 24 hours, 60 minutes, 60 seconds. What does that say? 26 hours total. We lose 120 minutes every single day, according to this. We lose, we lose 60 minutes and 60 seconds, which is actually 101. Okay, but this would be 1 hour. No, I'm such a, let me, why would this be 101? 60 minutes, 60 seconds. Right, 60 minutes, 60 seconds. Right, 1 hour and 1 minute, 101. Okay. But knowledge only, we don't use 101 because we lose it. We should lose it right down to here because you can't start on 0 because you only lose it until you get to the next number if you really want to count it. That's why you actually count in between 60. It's 59 and 1. 59 and 1 makes 58 seconds. And that's the number of the angle of our life, 58. So you saw why I mentioned 2 times. And when you do this 2 times, it seems like man lives, and see this over here? It seems if I actually set this up, it would be every corner is a half. Where 1 it's 0.5. Where 3 it's 1.5. Where 7 it's 3.5. That would be your 28 grams. And over here before 0.5, so that would be the fox, the angle of the fox, right here on this angle. Can't explain it more than what the question may be of what your thoughts are. Ask and let's work on it together, whatever it is. So we saw all the connections to the birdhouse. I want to go back to the birdhouse and the original one of this, which this can fit inside if you want to go through this, in which this is the 4. And anytime you make the 4, you put it on that angle. Okay? Because 4 is like 0. You got all the way around, nothing in the center, so it's 0, 1 in the center. Yang Ho. Same thing over here, Hebrew star. This is the E and E world. E forward, E back creates H and I in between, but I'm not going over the value of anything right now. If we recreate E and E on the outside, which looks like 3, what are we actually outlining? We're outlining the I and the H. So maybe there's stitching somewhere on man. This part is a connection. Where does it connect? We take it, we connect it up in this corner. We drag it all the way through here, and we connect it over here. And then you put one thing down here and one thing down here, and it'll cross it. Why do we do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are you guys still there? I completely forgot you guys. Oh my God, and it's dark in here. You guys are still there. 35 minutes? You really want to watch this TV? Good for you. Wow. Oh, let me tell you one thing. Somebody watches past 8 minutes. I am so happy. If you're looking for TV, sometimes this is the only place you should be. Oh, look, all 3s. 2 times today I saw 4 3s in a row. Oh my God. This tea is fantastic. Not only can Charlotte, not only can Charlotte, you see, I got a new word out of Carolina. I got Charlotte, Carolina. That was my sort of first crush. I threw a ball at her at camp. That's right, I threw a volleyball at her. Isn't that crazy? Charlotte, oh my God, that's a long time. Anyways, I'm not happy with my attitude that day, although I was only like 9. Where else did I want to show you? So we saw that, we saw this. I wanted to try and bring the birdhouse back out here. And yeah, I know. Does anybody know? We're just going to just throw this in. AHJKR, AHJKR. Ah, Joker. S and D are DTH. First. ND, second. Third, RD, third. Fourth, fifth. TH. AAE. 115, 115 volts. 1 to 15 equals to 120. When you're playing pool, it's 15 balls. 115 equals to 120. 1 plus 15 equals to 16. Instead of 1 to 15 is now 120. Add the 16 equals 136 equals to the letter P, and it gives you the light. And I think it's Perth, somewhere on the ocean, where I have that special lighthouse over there. And I think something's got a, I don't know, there's something that rings about Perth. Wherever Perth is, and I know there's a couple of them in Canada, but whatever it is, what's going on there? That's the question. Has anybody ever been to the North Carolina Caribbeans? I'm telling you, that name is all over. The more you look, the more fucking places you find. I'm sorry for that word, but we built like 3. I went to deliver peat moss just into the Carolinas. But everybody knew, everybody wanted to go south of the border. You know about south of the border? I'm not going to get into it. A joker, this says standard death inside the word of first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So let me find this one page, and this is a hell of a video, and let's go over exactly what I saw, okay? Or what you saw, or what I saw. Well, seesaw, or whatever. Just get on the other end and don't jump up. First, we saw this. We saw how it's made. We ask ourselves a question about the 2 eyes and the drape and the nose walking in. Why do we have all these shapes? And I show you, this is for a caution. And up goes the arrow, because there is no arrow, because there is no sign. All you see is the round, and all you see is the up. This angle of this arrow, when it gets removed on the outside, all you see is what is on the inside of that circle. Okay? A French terminology, okay? When it says, I am lost, it says, deux paires. Paire deux, deux paires. Means in French, I have 2 pairs. So we had this, which represented what I showed you, which again, when they're opposites, they become quarter moons to each other. They can turn into birds. It's also the possible pumpkin. Or it's the rinds of an orange, because maybe there's more than one kind. Okay? So we see all that so far. We saw that round circle. We saw this. This is what I wanted to show you. That birdhouse. Look at the V. Okay? Connecting one center to 2 houses. Uranus might be that beehive. Okay? So anyways, Raphael, let me see a little bit more. And I have a few things. They were talking about Fukushima, and I was thinking about Fukushima, and I said to myself, it was done on purpose. Throw that out. Okay, now we're just bringing up the old news here. Oh yeah. I can't give the answer to this question because I was so busy trying to find paper to do something else, I ripped out the center. Okay. You ever try to say extra early and say extra arly? WWW. I saw the number 189 today twice. I'm going to back up in my book here now, and I'm going to try to see if there's anything I can mention other than, has anybody ever seen this? Except over here, it's got pieces, and over here it's got pieces. This is when your cell phone is down. Fits into over here. The cherry on top could be Uranus. What's up your ass? I guess the energy cycle of the entire Earth might pass through Uranus. I don't know which way to say what I see, what I think it is. I'm not sure what to tell you and how to tell you what it is. But if I had to tell you a story, I'm telling you it's passing right through here. And you take a good look at what this looks like, because this thing could look like a lot. And what I'm believing, okay, is because over here our hair grows, okay, and the extra energy shoots through our hair, and then the hair just grows out. So we need a little spout. So we just need a little spout on top, like digging for oil. X-Man in the center. Remember I showed you that page before? 0 to 9. Well, 0 to 9 is 0 plus X equals 20. Hold on a second. 0 plus X equals to plus 9 equals to 33. But if you go from 1 to 8, okay, 1 to 8, if you add up from 1 to 8, the total value would be 36. But what you're adding up actually is 1 plus 24 plus 8 equals to a total of 33. Reason for number 33, for the better of my understanding, that if you start at 0 and you go around back to 9, or you start off at 0.1 to go to 8.9 and you never count the last two. If you never count the last two, you have to say that 0, we cannot start in 0, let's start on in between of the higher and the lower. So the 9 goes down to 8, the 0 goes into 1, 8 and 9 becomes 17, 1 plus 7 equals 8, the queen. This one becomes 10, 10 and 8, 5 times 2, 4 times 2, the cat and the dog come to fight on earth. So you now count up what the totality is between dash 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equals 36. 8 times 7 equals 56. 3.5 times 8 equals to 28. When you want to count back, okay, 7, where I told you on the stop sign the corners are cut. So you go from 56 to 28, and there's many areas to jump into 28. Beta heaven, time heaven, TH, the reason for T and H. 3.5 times 8 is 28 grams equals to an ounce. So we figure into 28. This is also a reference to the dog. 2 parts of why, the reason of the dog. It means the 2 and the 26, because the beta world connects to the 26, 2 and 8, which is Saturn and Venus into this world. But Saturn and Venus are played through Earth and are played through Mars. Saturn, Venus is no, it's Pluto and it's Earth. Pluto, Earth. Okay, 3, 9. 3 by 13 is 3, 9. 3 by 13 plays Pluto, Earth, because you have to go to low shoe. You have to count all the games, even the stupid ones. Okay, and that's for me. That's the way I do it. Okay, so this would be the calling of the white wolf. 5 and 6 is 11. 5 by 6 is 30. 5 plus 6 is 11. 30 plus 11 is 41. All the way around Monopoly and end up on the Mediterranean. 30, because it's on a 0 area, add 6, ends up to be number 47. The beginning of time, or back to Oriental for Carolina. So over here, we end up with 1 plus 24, because the Hurley sign makes XX. Or does the Hurley sign, because it's going backwards and forward, recreate its own... how can I say it? Instead of going from 0 to 9 one way, you can go 0 to 9 the other way. Wouldn't make sense, right? But you have to multiply it by 3 and then add it again. For one reason, because there's more than one of them. Okay? It's a whole deck of cards. It's 4 suits, or it's not whole. Is it full deck or not a full deck? Are there 4 suits? Are there 4 suits? Well, I'm not wearing a suit today, but I'm wearing a shirt. I'm hoping that one day I can afford a suit, but I'm just to want to be able to be smart enough to be able to get along with all the people, and who cares about the suit and what I wear as long as my mouth says the right things. 4333. Time on the video. I got somebody waiting for me. Fuck. I hope I don't have to pay by the hour. This tea is insane good. So we're going to come back over here. 1 plus 24 plus 8 is 33. Isn't that what Christ was? 24 and 8. 24, 2 and 4 is 6. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. Becomes your 8 and 6, which is H and F. Okay, heaven of man, which would actually, H can actually be divided by 2. H equals 2, 2, 2, 2, or 4 and 4. So you end up with 4 and 4, you end up with 1, 4. A and D equals to the letter N. A and D, DNA, number 14. 14th area on Rubik's Cube, going back on the cross. Number 1, 6, and 8. Is that what it is? Is that what it is, 1, 6, and 8? Is that what you see? Okay, what do you think? What do you think? Eh? What do you think? What do you think? Look at those numbers. Look at that. Electric company, C and E. Do you know what happens when you put C over E? You create the heart core over the C, which the C becomes a V. They make it rounded for you because in this life, everything's rounded out. But if you see the C the way it comes into the V, you'll understand the B a lot better. How much do I have to, what do I have to do? This is a V. Okay? C and E is the fifth letter because this is a Roman numeral. Its average is 5. Do you know how I know? Because there's one little mistake that I didn't mention. What the value area space is of the bracket. But what we're going to show you right now is, you see this? Okay? And this is where we go put a line in between it, where 0 and 9 becomes that passage, okay, of Uranus, like the rubber band. So when you see this, right, C and E is electric company. C and E. C and E. Command electricity. Hydro, I don't know, but this is the world it connects. So we have to figure out what these two rows can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How important is this seventh gateway? X and Z, the cat and the dog. Electric company is 5 and 3. 5 times 3, 5 plus 3 is 15, and 8 is 23, and it's the black ball, and it's the 15 ball in pool, and the 15 ball becomes 11, becomes 41 and 47. The 15 ball that becomes 11, and the 8 ball becomes the 11 ball would end up to be at 2, and then the 8 ball would be at 8. That would be 2 and 8, and that would be time heaven. 2 and 8. You can go T, K, B, any 2 you want, any 8 you want. You want to go to F8, where Chaldean brings you in? We can go Andromedia. A and D is the beginning of Android Media, is it not? It's the house of 222, 6 and 8. These two numbers are the highest numbers that you get 4 times 2. And here you can get 3 times 2. 4 and 3, Earth and Mars. Everything connects to Earth and Mars. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 will not show up 3 and 4 inside the number count. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 will not show up 3 and 4 in the number count. Put them together, it says 20 plus 9, and that is the connection of electric company. Raphael, and I will not do the addition. If I want to do the addition of double nickel, 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 equals 25, and 10 is 35. Electric company, E and C letters. 5 times 5 of 55 equals 25. 5 and 5 is 10 is 35, equals to the same thing. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 plus 5 is 13 is 53, the same thing. So now all these numbers, okay, 5 times 5 and 8 times 5 and 3 times 5. There's always going to be an association of numbers that are going to create something a little bit deeper. So we all saw that all cellular phones in the back are just like this. Raphael, 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I want to thank you, Caroline, for your patience of this 48-minute video. Thank you for watching. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I guess it was a last-minute inspiration. Thank you for watching.